Yo, my Kinetic PE Mix fans out there, I want to welcome you back to the Kinetic PE Show with your host, Marcus Hart, aka DJ Essential. This is where we drop the faith, fire, and a little funky truth. We're here to shake things up when it comes to your burnout blues. If life's got you feeling like a busted rhyme, off beat, out of sync, this one is for you. Today, I got Samantha Merz, Vancouver's own poet warrior, slinging verses in Kazoo and Meadowlight, turning leaning to your struggles into learning about your struggles into creative gold. I have bomb gigs higher than a drunk DJ, so I'm hyped to chop it up with her. Faith and creativity. Sarah, whoever you are out there, that's your reset ticket. Let's roll. And one. Kinetic PE Mix. We have a very special guest that is calling in all the way from Canada, Vancouver, one of my places that I always want to add to my bucket list. So let me set the stage like this, So once upon a time, I set myself to be before a crowd, and they threw napkins at me like I owed them money. And then burnout hit me, faith flickered. Samantha, you got an amazing story that would make my napkin dodgeball look like a warm-up. So take us there.
Yes. So growing up in high school, I really struggled with school, with concentration and paying attention in class. So in my later years, I found solace in poetry. So since then, I have created 2 books, one called Kazoo and the other called Meadowlight. And they helped me grow in confidence over the years.
That's amazing. And Sam, your learning differences definitely threw curveballs at you. How did poetry turn your stumbles into the stanzas?
Yes. So with my learning differences, I found it hard to connect with other people using words. So with writing down the words and poetry and creating beautiful poems, I found it much better to portray my thoughts and get other people to read them and really understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, when you start setting yourself out to do what you do and you're using it for empowerment, there's got to be like faith in the mix of that. And you went from PR hustle to UBC, geriatric medicine, and that's got to be a wow for you. Was there any point that like you had to use faith to keep going?
Yes, I had to use faith to keep going during some dark times I experienced. I think, staying strong and knowing that something better and greater is going to happen for me. So I think that really helped get to where I am now.
You're so real. And, I feel that in my soul when people like yourself can give us a peek into that and let us know how you're making the move. You got Kazoo and Meadowlight dropping truth. How does these books bloom from your battles, or how did they, should I say?
Through embarrassing or stressful situations. So one time, like I was in the middle of a confrontation with a truck driver, and that spurred one of my poems in my Kazoo book. And with my Meadowlight book, it was all about like pandemic situations. So that kind of, with the isolation, being set in my little squad of 3 people, really put things in perspective.
So let me rewind this back. You got into a standoff with a truck driver?
Yes, I wouldn't go in front of him right away. I was hesitant to cross the road, and he got really mad at me.
Talk about road rage, I don't know what to say about people nowadays. They are not in tune with being compassionate to others, and I can see how that happened. Yeah, and you mentioned like a squad of 3. Does this include like supportive people around you?
Yes, my mom and my brother.
Yeah, family's important. I come from a family of 10 siblings myself, and I've been blessed to like have both parents in my life, and I think it's very like encouraging when you can like find that support from family. How have they been supportive, like with these 2 projects?
They've been really supportive. They encourage me to write when I can and just express my thoughts through journaling and through poems.
So excellent. Has there ever been a moment where like a PR gig or a hospital desk or even just another poem that like flipped your challenges into creative juices for you?
I guess at the hospital desk, I connected a family friend with one of the doctors. So that was really good just to do on the spot.
Yeah. So you're saying that like, you had a family that you were working with? Am I correct on that?
A family friend, was
Okay.
needing an appointment for her spouse. So I was able to put them in touch together and just make it more convenient for her.
Excellent, excellent. Life can be a big beat down sometimes, but with your formula of faith and creativity, you seem to remix it, and your struggles ain't at the end, like from what we can see, and they seem like they're a hook way to drop. So let's vibe with this a little bit. How would someone else, who has like, overcome challenges and still like are finding it hard to like kind of express themselves, like, what would be like some piece of advice you would give them?
I'd probably suggest to start small and really probably start with journaling their thoughts. And then as they grow in confidence, maybe put together larger forms of art for their self-expression.
Yeah, I think starting small is like the best way to go. What I learned is like when you start with like journaling, it doesn't have to be personal and it doesn't have to necessarily be anything you share with others. A lot of times people start overthinking the process, like, is this too much to put in here, or do I sound stupid? So we definitely have to be able to like, free ourselves and release whatever's going on in that moment and in our journaling. How early did you start journaling?
I think I started journaling when I was 13, but I didn't really share my work until I was about 19.
Yeah. That was the age for me that I started that. I don't know what it is about like starting in your teen years. You always get the cliche that like, my brother stole my diary.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, but um, I think that's the best time to really start like forming that artistic and creative side of yourself to, really like express those hidden emotions. Is there a particular emotion or mood that like sparks you to write more in?
Probably when I'm feeling angst or maybe a bit of sadness, that's when I start to write more.
And usually when you are like in that mood of sadness or experiencing anxiety, are you able to catch it like in midair before it like lands heavy on you?
Usually I have to do like a voice recording or like type in a note on my phone to really capture what's going on at the moment if I'm not at my computer.
Yeah, I think that's a really great like strategy to do it that way. And the recorder, that is definitely the best way to when you're not able to write, you can still get whatever that is that's triggering that emotion out right then and there, and help you push forward through the day. That's incredible. So you're giving us some real good gospel insights behind your train of thought and how you get these creative works. So let's talk about the publishing journey. When you knew you finally had something that you were willing to share with an audience. Do you recall where you were at and like, what were you doing and like what kind of sparked you say, oh, you know what, let me create a publication out of this.
Yeah, for my first book, I think I had a lot of poems that were previously published elsewhere. So I thought that it would be good to collect them all into a publication kind of in the order that they were received and approved. And then I thought, oh, why not have a collection and make it available for purchase? And so I think in like 2019, I decided to do that. And I got a few book sales and one copy is at the downtown branch at the library. So that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when you can walk into the library and say, that's me. Yeah. When it comes to like things that's like happening in Canada, and we talked about this a little bit, with like how Canada and the U.S. conversation has been fused like quite a bit. Have you ever like written journals or anything that like that kind of get you through like the whole political doom scrolling and all of the things that come with like the frustrations from the media kind of piercing into our hearts?
No, I haven't yet, but I think that would be a really good form of kind of therapy. And just because the tariffs are going in, I think next week on the 4th. So I think that will be a really good testament to see how life will really change since that happens.
Yeah, I think it's very important to capture this moment in time where we at right now. It's a very interesting moment in time. And I don't think we're ever going to like get another opportunity to be able to like, what you call it, put our mark in the conversation and at the same time try to shift everybody's mindset away from all the negativity. Yeah. Yeah. So, everyone, we talking with like Samantha, and she's spitting all of the good, juicy stuff that we need to spark our faith and creativity to fuse them together and really push through life. So don't go anywhere. We got more hooks waiting to drop. Let's keep this vibe and keep it going. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of starting your day feeling unmotivated and foggy? I want to introduce you to a coffee that not only tastes amazing, but also helps you start your day with purpose and clarity. This is a premium coffee blend that I personally created. It has a rich, smooth taste that will energize your mind and sharpen your focus so you can take on the day with confidence. But that's not all. This coffee is also ethically sourced, which means that we work directly with the farmers to ensure that they are paid fairly and that their communities are thriving. And here's the best part. A portion of the proceeds from every bag of coffee goes towards mental health initiatives and community development projects in Uganda and Rwanda. So when you drink this coffee, you're not just enjoying a delicious beverage, you're also making a difference in the world. And right now you can get a 12 ounces bag for just $26. That is less than $2 per cup. It's time to start your day the right way.
Okay, everyone, we are rocking with Samantha, who's our friendly neighbor out there in Canada, Vancouver, that is, British Columbia, the province of British Columbia. We've been talking about poems and journaling and so much like, and on the other side. So if you made it this far, do share with someone who can benefit from this conversation as well. And let us know what you think so far. And by the way, Samantha, I like to plug you right away. Where can we reach out to you and also like discover your work?
Probably through my blog, samanthamerz.wordpress.com, and on Instagram at Marble Messages.
Okay, great. So let's turn our attention to back to burnout a little bit and poetry flow. My flops beat your wins. So like I had to admit that I had times where I felt like things sucked and I wasn't like at my best. Samantha, like how do you turn differences into dope lines that maybe reflect how we can come out of our own way?
I just kind of learned to embrace them over the years. And then through writing and other strengths with post-secondary school really helped me kind of grow in confidence and gain new skills and kind of find a way to market myself more.
Yeah. Is there a particular trick for owning like the chaos? Like something that, maybe our audience can use when they're feeling stuck?
Honestly, prayer really helps.
Yeah.
So just finding the strength within yourself to keep going during hard times you're experiencing or any grief.
It's definitely the heat right there. When I need to get out of something and like I have just ran out of ideas, like I sip some Transform You coffee, I pray the 23rd number of Psalm, and then I just own my mess. Like sometimes you just gotta own it completely and don't, stray away from it. So like let's flip it to being creative. My napkin failure in front of others turned into a podcast now, Samantha, poetry has flipped your grind, so how do we spark a similar flip when we want to go from something that wasn't working out for us into something better or something that is more aligned for us?
I think you just have to channel all the frustration you're feeling from that negative event and pour it into something more positive. Once you grow in confidence, then you can find a way to really hone in on your skills and make it stronger, and then make it kind of work for you, whether it's through profit or just to get more fame going on.
I was like the last one more quick. Now, there's a lot of people like begging for that. So with the TikTok dances and other ways appearing on social media. So I like that. It's very important to like add that, because whatever someone's lane is, like, you got to respect it. And people might want money. People might want to just feel good and make others feel good. You're a poet now. You're a published poet at that. Do you feel like now that you're a published poet that it has flipped your hurdles a little bit, and now you're able to like spark someone else's creative ability to do more with their lives?
Yeah, I think I'm gaining more reach through going on these podcasts, that I'm kind of opening other people's eyes to really explore their creativity and express themselves more. I've gotten that from some friends, so that's great.
Yeah, that's inspiring. That's instant validation of your work right there. And you got Kazoo. How do you make your mark stick now, moving on from here? I think sometimes at some point we start thinking about legacy building.
Yeah, I think that's a struggle for me with my third book. I don't have quite enough poems to create a collection yet. So I think I'm experiencing a little bit of writer's block too. So I think I have to wait for my muse to come back to me.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe we sparked some ideas, like, talking about the Canada-US thing. So,
Yes.
yeah, that might be one way to turn. So when we're talking to my idea audience member out there, I like to call her Sarah, because she's always watching, whoever that Sarah might be. What's one move that Sarah can steal to drop her own creative comeback?
I think Sarah could kind of take from kind of the perseverance aspect of things and really keep going despite hard times, and channeling negative energy into positive work or positive outlook.
Yeah, that's it right there. I like that. That's very good advice. And I think I'm going to adopt like more of that perseverance in my life as well. We can never get enough of that. We got to own it. We got to flip it, and then we got to drop it there. So that's, the rhythm that I think that's a good rhythm to take away from this. And I really appreciate you so much for being a poet, warriors.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, with that said, this is coming to our closing mark right now. Is there any particular other words or anything else you'd like to put out there, whether it be promo related or things you got coming up, or just, a good word for us?
I don't have anything promo related, but I just want to say thank you to my friends and family for supporting me throughout the years, and especially recently, and to everyone else to stay strong out there for these difficult times.
Excellent. Thank you so much again for dropping great verses and stanzas and truth and all that you do. This is definitely an inspiration to my audience whose grind's just a warm up. We taught them today how to own their mess, flip it, be creative, drop a verse just like you do in your book. And we can start tomorrow. We can start today with coffee, prayer, and one spark. And I just want to encourage everyone out there to check out Samantha's Kazoo and Meadowlight. Hit her up. Are you on X, by the way?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So, but yeah, definitely hit her up, or drop a comment. We'll make sure we pass along whatever questions that are burning, for you, or just supportive things that you want to give her. We will definitely send it over to her and continue to lift her up and along her journey. So remember, share this with a burned out crew. Marcus and Sam got you. Smash that subscribe button for more Kinetic PE Show Fire on YouTube. Subscribe, grab more at marcus-hart.com for my free renewal toolkit PDF on my coaching crew, or sip some Transform You coffee from transformyourmedia.com. Face your mic, drop it loud. We out.
Transform You Radio. You are now tuned in to Transform You Radio. You hear me? Check. I stand for what you stand for. I'm at your door like the landlord. I can see the future, yeah, I fast forward. I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me, I'm in rare form. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid. Small changes make impact. I ran for it, I stand for it, I'm not sitting back. You can leave the rap race or you can leave the trap. Come with me, let's rap. Take a trip and we pack. And we'll be right back. Yeah, come with me, let's rap. Take a trip and we back. And we'll be right back. Yeah, I stand for what you stand for. Hey, I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid.
Follow me.